Something strange is happening in modern relationships all over the world. People are losing interest in each other faster. Dating feels harder than ever, and attraction fades much more quickly than it used to. Intimacy in and of itself feels more complicated. But here's the strange part. This isn't just happening to a few people. It's happening everywhere. So, what changed about the environment our brains are adapting to? Let's dive into that. This video is brought to you by my HarperCollins published book, Mind Over Explicit Matter. If you're ready to quit porn and reclaim your life mentally and physically, go over to drtrishleigh.com/book. Okay, so let's think about how relationships often start now. You meet somebody, maybe online, you like them, but a few weeks later, something shifts. That excitement starts to fade, and your brain starts wondering, is there a better option out there? Your attention quickly drifts somewhere else. That pattern didn't happen nearly as often as before the internet came on the scene. So let's talk about what changed. Well, I'll tell you what changed. Dating apps showed up with their endless swiping, seeking, searching, looking at many people as alternatives instead of what used to happen. Now there's endless novelty, a bevy of choices. Porn is highly accessible. Everybody has porn in their pocket if they want it. Social media provides constant stimulation, especially sexualized social media. Basically, for the first time in human history, the brain is surrounded by infinite options. And the brain did what it has always done for centuries. It's adapted. So when it comes to stepping away from porn, it's not actually a porn problem. It's an attention economy problem. Every platform competes for the same thing. One thing only, your dopamine system. So we have all the examples we can think of, right? TikTok, Instagram, dating apps, pornography proper. All of them train your brain to expect very high level stimulation and intensity from the screen. Porn proper is at the very top of that supernormal continuum. When you go on any of those platforms, there's a bevy of novelty, very fast switching, and constant stimulation. For the first time in history, the brain is surrounded by infinite novelty. So let's talk about real intimacy, connection with a honey, a partner in the real world. That requires something very different. It requires you to be present and patient. It requires attention and vulnerability, emotional safety. Real relationships, they're slower, they're messier, they are much less predictable. They do not always provide that high level of stimulation and novelty that your brain has become accustomed to. So when your brain has been trained for instant stimulation, this real world intimacy with a partner, it can feel less than rewarding at first. Attraction to another person used to grow very differently back in the day. It would grow through familiarity. People that you saw their actual face and body every single day. You might see people at school, at work, out in your community, in social circles. So your brain learned that attraction, actually feeling attracted to another person, was built through seeing each other, through bonding, through connection, through eye contact, through touch, through intimacies in all different categories. We used to have shared emotional experiences with people so that we could feel connected. That's how attraction built. But now, attraction in that way competes with infant novelty. And novelty is the strongest signal in the reward system. Okay, so I want you to recognize this. The brain always adapts to the environment it experiences most. If that environment trains endless novelty, the brain learns novelty. If the environment trains connection, the brain learns true intimacy. Porn and dating apps offer both in a distorted way. They offer infant novelty, zero vulnerability, zero rejection. Real relationships, on the other hand, they require effort, emotional exposure, patience. So porn and dating apps, they seemingly offer connection, but inherently they are offering more high-intensity stimulation from novelty. So the brain will choose the path it's taken more often, the easier system, not because people are inherently broken. It's because the brain has been miswired toward novelty and away from connection. It will always follow the easiest path. This is why many people say attraction fades faster today, not because they stop caring, but because their brain has been trained for novelty over connection. But of course, there's good news. Through the wonders of neuroplasticity, your brain can change. This means that your attention can recover from the novelty and get back to attraction so it can deepen again. And connection can be the most rewarding to the dopamine system so you can have the relationship that you want. Remember, when the environment that your brain is being trained in changes, so does the wiring. So the real question isn't what's wrong with modern relationships. The real question is, what environment are our brains adapting to? Because the brain always learns the signals it experiences most. And the most important thing to remember is how you're training your brain. Are you training it for novelty through high levels of dopamine or for connection through true attraction? That's the question for today, my friend. And I want you to always remember, in this way, you must control your brain or it will control you. I'll see you next time.